guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a review. I'm really excited. We have a foundation review today. I have the brand new Glow products from Huda Beauty. This is her new line. It's called Glowish. So it's kind of a combination between her skincare line and also her makeup line. So I'm really excited to try it out. We have the Multi-Dew, which is supposed to be a skin tint, and then we also have her new bronzing powder as well. So we're going to try out both of the products, see what we think. I'm going to do a mask test as well. So she says that these are transfer proof and sweat proof and everything. So we're going to try that out with the mask. I'm going to do a bit of a wear test and everything. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber, if you are new and it's your first time here, my name is Molly. I do lots of makeup content. I do reviews and also lots of hauls. So if you love that sort of thing, definitely make sure to subscribe. So Huda Beauty did send this over to me. This is her brand new line called Glowish. So there are essentially two different products that she launched with this. There is a Multi-Dew skin tint, and then she also released the Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. Both of these are available right now. I know you can grab them at Sephora or Huda Beauty's website, so I'll have them linked down below. She also launched two different brushes that I also have here as well. So we have the Airbrush Finish Face Brush and then also the Face Bronze and Blush brush as well. Let's go ahead and chat about the skin tint first, because I feel like that's probably what most people are excited to see. So this is called the Multi-Dew Skin Tint. It does have in here 1.35 fluid ounces, so you definitely get a lot of product. It says it's made in Italy. The shade I'm holding is Fair Light, and I want to read you guys some of the claims here. So this does come in 13 different shades. So it says sheer coverage is super blendable, literally gives you a second skin vibe. It's perfect for everyday use. It does say on here that it's fragrance-free, waterproof, and also transfer-proof. So we are going to try that out with our mask and see kind of how it does. I'll wear a mask for probably about an hour and see if I get any transfer on it. But I'm very excited to try this out. And then let me tell you guys a bit about the bronzer really quickly. So this is called the Glowish bronzer. It looks so pretty. It's like swirled in the pans. It's a soft radiance bronzing powder. This is available in 5 shades. It says a beautiful light as air bronzer that instantly adds warmth to take you from a natural sun-kissed glow to a more contoured look in a few swipes. It's velvety cream, super blendable formula that gives a radiant appearance to the skin. It's also blurring and blends seamlessly. It sounds amazing. So the price on these is $33 for the bronzing powder, and then also $40 for the skin tint, and then both the brushes are $33. Okay, so like I said, everything is available now. I am going to go ahead and get started because I know we want to see these products in action, so let's go ahead and start. So I did get 3 shades of the Multi-Dew sent to me. So I do have the shade 03 Light. This one here is 02, which is Fair Light, and I have Light Medium, which is 4. So I'm not sure out of the 3. I'm gonna actually swatch all 3 and see as far as that goes. It does have a pump on it as well. I don't think I mentioned that. Okay, Will said the pump on these kind of comes out fast, but I wanted to show you guys the shades. So the first one is going to be 2, then we have 3, and then we have 4. I'm gonna quickly just swipe them out so we can see them blended. So we have, like I said, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna be the 3, so the medium shade is what I'm thinking. If I get any tanner, I'm probably gonna be 4. I feel like I've been getting a lot of sun lately. So yeah, those are 3 of those, and then we'll try out the bronzing shades as well. She did send me 3 of those, but we'll do that when we get to them. So I'm gonna actually zoom you guys in a tiny bit more so we can really see the face up close. Okay, so now we're really close up. I am actually gonna do this without primer. I know when I keep watching her videos and she's showing like herself applying it, she's doing it over top of sunscreen and she's not applying it with any sort of primer. So I do want to try it without and just see how it does. I'm going to pump some out here on my hand, and I do want to apply it with the brush that's supposed to be used with it. So here's a look at that. It feels very soft. It's actually an interesting type of brush for the product, so I'm kind of curious about that. I'm actually going to go just directly in and then start to apply it that way. I know it looks dark right now, but I think because it is a tint, that'll actually blend in really nicely. Maybe I do need the other shade. This one was, again, the 3. This is supposed to be light, but it does look a little bit deep, but I think once we go into our neck, it's actually gonna work okay. So I'll stay with it for now. All right, I can definitely see the luminosity there. It's like very luminous, but I don't particularly see any like blurring. If anything, it's kind of emphasizing my pores there. So we'll see as we continue to go. This brush is kind of odd for me, like to apply it with. I just feel like it's kind of a weird brush because it's not like stippling into the skin. It's kind of like brushing it, you know what I mean? So I think for me, I'd either prefer like a stipple brush or like a sponge. So I'm actually gonna do that now. I'm gonna apply the other side here with my sponge and see if I like that application better. So yeah, I feel like that's giving me a more, I don't know, a more even base with the sponge. I'm gonna go over this side here. So it's definitely a luminous product, but I am not noticing the blurring aspect. I know she mentions it kind of like blurs the skin, but as of right now, to me, when I think of blurring products, I think of like something that's going to kind of help blur like your pores or help, you know, blur, I don't know, your imperfections, stuff like that. It's like emphasizing everything on my face. So I don't think that the blurring aspect is really there for me, but it's definitely glowy. It's definitely a glowy product. Look at how like glowy my skin looks right now. So this shade is still kind of looking dark, so I'm actually going to go back into the second shade, the fair shade, and see if we can't build it up a little bit more and kind of put that one over top, because it could be the color that's also throwing me off right now. We'll see if we can kind of give us a second layer here and fix the color. Definitely think that one looks like a better match for me for sure. I am just applying really quickly some under eye concealer just to help kind of my dark circles there. So here is my skin with it on, with the concealer on. I feel like this is a very certain like type of person who likes this product, and if that's you, then you're gonna love this, but it's so glowy. Like I typically have oily skin, so for me, I don't know how this is gonna work for me, but like looking at my skin right now, it looks like I have just like straight like highlighter on. Like it looks like I just put a highlight on, and it is like emphasizing every single pore on my face, every single line, every single like everything. Like look at my forehead lines. Like I feel like everything is kind of just like sitting in there and highlighting it. So I don't know that I'm like the target for this. Like maybe it's meant for someone who more has like dry skin. That being said, I do have other glowy like skin tints that I do like. So this one's just like very, very glowy. I think it's throwing me off. I am going to go ahead and set my under eyes though with a little bit of powder. I really don't want to powder the face at all though, because I want to see, like I said, if this is going to be truly like transfer proof like she says it is. So I'm not going to set anything else with powder. But if I were wearing this on the daily, like I really definitely think I would need to at least set it a little bit, because I think it's way too shiny for my liking. Okay, and then I want to say too, like this is supposed to be like a transfer proof formula and like waterproof, but I like my face feels tacky still. So I kind of thought it would like dry down a little bit. So I'm not sure if like this is going to transfer onto our mask or not. I guess we'll see. But I definitely still feels like tacky on my face as of right now. Okay, and then let's go ahead and try out the Glowish bronzer, which I'm very excited to try out. So they also sent over the shades in here. I have light, which is 1, and then I have medium, which is 2, and then tan light, which is shade number 3. I do think the packaging is really pretty on this. It has like the lift up, it's like a square. I think it's nice packaging, and the swirl of the pan looks really nice. It feels actually really buttery. Okay, so I have 1, 2, and 3 here. It's interesting because this is the first one that I did, and this one almost looks like lighter. This one is the light, and then this one is medium, and then this one is the tan light. Interesting seeing how like the light actually looks, in my opinion, it's more of a red base, but it looks deeper than the medium shade. So I think for me, we're gonna try probably the second shade, the medium shade first, and then I might deepen it up a bit with this one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. I just can't get over how shiny my face looks right now. We're gonna try this. This is the Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder in shade 2. We're gonna try it with the correct brush here that she has. This is the bronzing brush. Again, kind of an interesting concept because it's a little bit flatter. But we're gonna use this to go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of glow and some bronze. So it does say that this is supposed to have like blurring factors as well. So I'm kind of see if I like sweep this over my cheeks, if it's gonna help blur out those pores. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to tell truly the formula on this, because sitting on top of like this complexion I have that is so radiant, it's gonna be hard to kind of see how radiant the bronzer really is, but it's almost looking like it's kind of toning it down in a way. You see, it's kind of like making it not matte, but it's almost like giving us a little bit of maybe it is matte, like a little bit of matte to it. But again, it's hard to tell like the radiance on this when the rest of my skin is like so glowy. Okay, I'm gonna actually peep into the light one and we're gonna try a little bit of this. Yeah, it's so weird that that one's like so much more red toned, but we're gonna try to just further bronze up a little bit more with that one. I do think that this is the formula I'm really gonna like, just based upon like the silkiness of it. It's something that I prefer in a bronzer, so I think for me, I am gonna enjoy this, but it's hard, like I said, to tell just because I look so glowy right now. So we have the multi-dew on with the bronzer. Here's what we're looking like. And I am gonna do, like I said, a wear test on this and also a mask test because this does claim to be transfer proof as well as sweat proof. So we're gonna see about that. Like I said, it still feels kind of tacky, and to the touch, I almost feel like I have stuff on my skin, but we'll see. We're gonna try it out with a mask and we'll see what it looks like. I'm gonna do an hour mask test and we will come back and see what we have on our mask. But what do you guys think of the complexion so far? Like, it's definitely, like I said, it's glowy. It's very glowy. So I'm curious to get your guys' opinion down below and see what you think. After I apply the mask, I might honestly, you guys, powder to see how I feel about it because I do want to see if it is transfer proof, but I also like want to wear it the way I would typically wear it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll put on the mask and then I'm gonna actually come back after an hour and then I'll powder. I'm applying a clean, fresh new mask. This is actually a silk mask. I use these a lot, so I thought that was a good way to kind of see also that it's colored, so we'll be able to tell. So I'm just gonna pop this on right here like so. I'll tighten this up a little bit so it is tighter, and we will see after an hour how it does, if it transfers or not. Okay guys, I will meet you back here in an hour. Okay, so we are back. It has officially been 1 hour, so we're gonna see. I am seeing some transfer, and also I want to mention that this very much oxidized. Like, look at our skin. I feel like it definitely oxidized. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys the inside of the mask. Not gonna be sure if you're able to tell because it is silk, but there is some on the mask. It's not a ton, and it honestly just looks like more of like my oils that are coming out on here. It's not bad at all. Definitely not like something that's super transferring. So I'm pretty happy with the amount that I have on here. Like I said, it's mostly just like my oils, but I will say this looks like, I would say probably 2 shades darker than when I put it on. It definitely, in my opinion, oxidized quite a bit. So maybe keep that in mind when you're like looking for your shade match. And I'm still not loving how it's looking on my skin personally. I just think someone with oily skin, this isn't really gonna be your type of product, I don't think, unless if you want to powder with it. Because, yeah, it's just looking, to me, this looks like I've had foundation on like all day and it already looks like super shiny and super oily. I know some people are into that though, so if that's what you're into, like, this is totally for you. It's just not, like, at this time, my personal preference. Keep in mind, this is also a first impression, so I could change my mind. But we are going to powder now, and I'm gonna see how it looks after I powder, if I like the finish of it more. I know that kind of defeats the whole purpose because what she's saying this is a skin glow. It's a, you know, it's meant to be a glowy product, so I think like powdering on top of that kind of, you know, takes away from what it's supposed to be. But since this is like what I would be doing typically, because this is way too glowy for me, I am going to go ahead and set it because I typically set everything that I wear. So it's not that, you know, I don't want my skin to look radiant. I do, but I also still want it to look, I still want that glowiness, but I don't want it to look like shiny, if that makes sense. So I'm already telling you right now with powder, this looks 10 times better on my skin. Like, look at this side, definitely blurred, looks nice. You still have a healthy glow, and then look at this side. To me, that just looks like, personally on my oily skin, it just looks like I've had foundation on all day and it's like separating. When it's not, it's just that I have such oily skin. Wow, what a difference. I feel like I like it so much better with the powder. I was kind of thinking that's how I was gonna feel, and I could definitely see myself wearing it like this with the powder and really liking the way it looks. I do want to also apply some blush on top because we didn't really do that. I just applied the bronzer. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this ColourPop Extra Glaze palette. It's one of my favorites right now. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of blush just to make us look a little more, you know, healthy and bring some of that glow back to our face, even though we are so shiny still. But I think this is gonna help to kind of just, you know, make us look a little more lively after all that powder. But yeah, okay. So yeah, definitely liking the way it's looking, much better on my skin now that I have the powder on it. Like I said, I wanted to do a little bit more of a wear test with the powder and see how it does wear. So I'm thinking we'll do another 2 hours. So that'll put us at a 3-hour mark. I know it's not the biggest like wear test ever. Typically I like to do like an 8-hour test, but I am filming this pretty late and I do want to get this video up for you guys. So I want to make sure to, you know, let you be able to see the finish and everything like that. And I still want to be able to put somewhat of a wear test in there. So let's go ahead and do another 2 hours. So it'll be 3 hours total. But I have to say, I'm definitely feeling my skin more now with the powder. I think it looks really pretty. All right, so we are back for our final check-in here. So this is after about 2.5 hours. I do think it's holding up pretty nicely. It's breaking apart a tiny bit around my nose, but honestly, I have been rubbing it quite a bit, so that's probably my own fault. Definitely, like I said, powder for me is gonna be the way I'm using this product. I do see me using it again though, because I do think my skin, now that I have powdered, looks fresh, it looks nice. It still has a luminosity to it, but it's not overly glowy like it was in the beginning. To get into my final thoughts here, I think that if you have a dry skin, you are going to really like this. I think it's going to be perfect for anyone who has dry skin, who maybe doesn't have as large pores as I do, like someone that, you know, just wants a little something on their skin to give them a little bit of glow, but doesn't need like any sort of coverage or any sort of like blurring effect. I think this would be great. I don't think it really blurs, which I do know is one of the claims. I think transfer proof, yes, I do think it was nice for the mask. I like I said, we had a little bit of transfer, but it wasn't anything bad. And I think for a skin tint, that was actually pretty good as well. So I think it's just going to depend on your skin type. Like I said, what you're kind of looking for in a product. I know personally, I can think of like 10 people who I know will absolutely love this. And for me, like I said, I'll use it and I will like it. I just need it with powder. I will continue to try it out though. I'm going to try it with different primers without powder still and kind of see if that changes my mind since I didn't prime. Maybe if I did like a smoothing primer, I might like it better. And then for the bronzer, I do see myself really liking this. I liked the tone of it. I thought it was a little strange with the way that the shade range was in this, just because like I felt like the lighter shades were deeper. I'm not really sure about that, but the actual formula seems really nice. It seems buttery, it seems smooth, it looks nice on the skin. So I am excited to try this out with some of like my favorite foundations and see how it wears. The brushes, I will say I wasn't the biggest fan of. I just think that they're not my personal preference when it comes to application. So I would say if you're gonna get anything, like do without the brushes, but the actual products itself, I think it's just gonna depend on your preference. I will say the bronzer, I know for sure I'm gonna enjoy, and the skin tint, it will be something I like, but it's not going to be like a tippy top favorite type of thing for me. So hopefully you guys found this review helpful. Hopefully you liked seeing like the application and everything, and hopefully it helped you kind of decide whether this is for you or not. And I appreciate you guys watching as always. Do not forget to subscribe before you go. Give this one a thumbs up if you love these foundation tests, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye friends.